My name is Meryl and I'm one of the guides here at Maine High Adventure.
My name's Sean and I'm also one of the guides here at Maine High Adventure. And today we're going to talk to you guys about some importance of gear, what to bring, and probably what to expect not to bring.
So here at Maine High Adventure, you will pack all your personal gear that you're going to take with you. That's clothing, sleeping bag, all that good stuff, in one of these 100-liter Osprey packs with a buddy. So you only get 50 liters of this. As a guide, when I pack my tent, med kit, all my extra guide stuff, I actually only have about 45 liters of gear. So ideally you should be at about 30 liters. These are overkill. In these Osprey packs, we put these plastic pack liners in them. You tie them up with all your gear in it, keeps them waterproof. Which means that you don't need a ton of dry bags to bring with you. What you do need are these little synthetic stuff sacks. So what these do is they're more flexible. You can pack them in different shapes, and they just keep your stuff all organized separate from your pack buddy's stuff. If your crew is hiking Katahdin, you should bring a day pack. Something about 15 to 25 liters is ideal. Should be comfortable. You should have hiked in it long distances before, and it's really nice to have these sternum straps and hip straps on it as well. Finally, you're going to need one around 10-liter dry bag. I believe this one is 13, to keep with you in the boat when you're paddling. So this is just stuff you're going to want on hand, like sunscreen, rain jacket, hat, that sort of things. Those sort of things that you don't want to be pulling out of your pack all the time.
So what I'd like to speak about first is what you're going to need at night for sleeping. We highly recommend a packable polyester bag that is rated from 20 to 40 degrees because it can get very cold here at night, especially if there is a rainy, wet night. This is my sleeping bag. Very compact, packable, easy to get into the other bag with my buddy, so we have plenty of room for both of our gear. A sleeping bag, typically mummy shaped, will always be a great insulator. Still very packable, lightweight, easy to dry. Headlamps. Headlamps are a must. You need your headlamp. This is one of the most important pieces of gear you will be using during your entire trek. My headlamp is 100 lumens. I would recommend you get a headlamp rated between 80 to over 100 lumens so that you can sufficiently see at night. If it has more than one setting on it, that works great. If you'd like, but not entirely necessary, good for communal use around the table, a little lantern works perfect. Also at night, you'll be needing a sleeping pad. Inflatables work fine. Foam works a little bit better if it gets wet. Sleeping pads are incredibly important because they also keep you insulated at night. Again, a very important piece of gear.
Next, we're going to talk about what kind of clothing you want to bring on trail. So how this works is usually you have two sets of clothing. One set is your set of dry clothes that always stay dry, and your second set is your set of wet clothes that will occasionally get wet, whether you're in your boat and you dump, or it's raining, something like that. So you should bring one long sleeve shirt on trail and one short sleeve. I usually wear my short sleeve shirt in camp, when I'm going to bed, hanging out, and I wear my long sleeve polyester button up when I'm paddling. This protects me from the sun, the wind, the rain, and I can also roll the sleeves up if I want to. I also bring two pairs of zip-offs. On trail. These are nice because you can have one set that's wet, one set that's dry, and you can also have shorts or pants depending on what you like. I would recommend paddling in pants because they protect you from that ever-famous top of the knees canoeing sunburn. As you can tell, my pants have some paint on them, they have some dirt on them. You really don't need to bring your nicest clothes on trail because chances are you're going to stain them, you're going to rip them, you're going to ruin them. You don't want to ruin all your nice stuff. It is also extremely important that you bring an insulating layer with you on trail. I know a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to Maine, it's the middle of the summer, it's going to be sunny, I'm going to be paddling, it'll be great. But it does get cold, and hypothermia is something that we have to deal with. I bring just a quarter zip fleece on trail with me, although there are many other options. You can also bring a polyester soft shell jacket. This is actually a staff jacket that all of our guides have. It's synthetic, it keeps you warm, it's a good layer, and it actually packs pretty small. Another option is a synthetic puffy. These pack extremely small. They're rated to pretty low temperatures. I believe this one is rated to about 50 degrees. And they're pretty cozy. They're soft, they're nice at night.
So the next thing we'd like to talk about is footwear and what kind of footwear you're going to need on the trail. First off, you're going to need a pair of wet shoes. This is a pair of shoes that you can wear in and out of the water without worrying about getting them wet. Want them to be closed-toed shoes. If they're not closed-toed, we can't allow you to be in the water. What work great? Sandals with a closed toe. These sandals also have a very thick supportive sole. These are excellent because they can get wet, they dry quick, and they're easy to get on and off. Neoprene booties, whitewater specific booties, also work great. These things are very warm when you're wearing them in the water, they strap very tightly at the top, and they have a very thick supportive sole in case you need to get out of the boat and move some heavier gear. If you're going to the store and you're looking for a pair of water shoes and you see the cheapest, lightest, most malleable shoes in the store, I would not recommend getting these shoes. Your feet are some of the most important part of your body on the trail and you need to take care of them. Try and get a water shoe that is supportive at the sole, stays on your foot tightly, and can dry easily if you need it to. The next thing you're going to need is a set of dry shoes. Here I have a set of my non-waterproof hiking sneakers. This is a specific lightweight hiking shoe. I recommend a non-waterproof shoe because if these get wet, they dry much easier being non-waterproof as opposed to waterproof boots. If you have a set of nice running shoes that are non-waterproof, those work excellent because they dry quick and they're easy to pack. Hiking boots are also just as good. Meryl has her very nice hiking boots here. These are waterproof, very lightweight, so they're pretty easy to pack. You'll also need them for Katahdin. If you plan on hiking Katahdin, you are going to need a nice set of boots. The boots that you'll need for Katahdin have to be supportive, they have to be breathable, and they have to be able to make it up and down the mountain. We recommend that if you're getting a pair of hiking shoes for Katahdin, please try and break them in a solid week or two before you show up on the trail. Next thing I'd like to talk about, which are very important pieces of gear on the trail, is your socks. I always like to bring at least 2 pairs of socks with me on trail in case one pair gets wet. I like to bring a pair of wool socks because they're great insulators even when they do get wet and they dry fairly quickly. I also like to bring a set of polyester socks because they also dry very quickly. As far as undergarments go, they must be polyester. Polyester dries much better than cotton, it's much more comfortable, and you will not regret buying a pair of polyester undergarments. The next most important thing is your rain gear. Your rain jacket must be waterproof. This means if you go to the store, ask someone to look for something with a waterproof membrane on the inside. This way you know that the jacket is waterproof and not water resistant. Another essential piece of gear to your rain suit is your waterproof pants. Again, make sure that these pants have a waterproof membrane on the inside because that is what you need. Water resistant is not good enough. You need a set of waterproof pants and a waterproof rain jacket.
Next we're going to talk about what you need in your mess kit. I have a lot of scouts that show up and they have these super fancy mess kits with like 3 plates, a pot, a bowl, and a frying pan. Those are really nice when you're car camping, but that's not what you need on trail. They just take up space and they rattle around. What you need is you need one hard plastic bowl, something that's easily cleaned and is durable. You also need a spoon or a spork. I have a small metal spork and it fits hangs nicely on my bowl. It's small, it's durable. I don't have to worry about snapping it in half. You also need at least 2 liters of water. So one of these hard plastic water bottles is perfect. I would also recommend either bringing a small insulated mug or one of these thermoses for hot drinks at night, hot chocolate, coffee, hot tang. It's really, really nice to have something to keep you warm.
So some of the few hard goods I'd like to talk about that you need to bring with you on trail. 1, a pocket knife. Something preferably foldable that you can easily stow right in your pocket. This is a tool that you'll be using almost every day in camp. Whether it's cooking, gadgets in camp, or anything else, you will need a pocket knife. Another great hard good to bring with you on trail is a watch. This is a very important piece of gear, not only for getting up in the morning, going to bed at night, and knowing what you're doing during the day when you can do it. Also, sunscreen. It is very hard to hide from the sun without sunscreen. We really recommend that you get sunscreen 30 SPF or higher. Bug repellents are great to bring in Maine too because the bugs are bad here. You can find any bug repellent that you need in a grocery store or a camping store. Also, you'll need a set of sunglasses. They're great for vision on the water, and I highly recommend getting a pair of straps to keep them attached to you. This way they don't fall in the water and you won't lose them.
Toiletries that you need to bring on trail. There are a lot of things that you use every morning in your bathroom at home that you do not necessarily need to bring with you. This is what I bring for toiletries. So I have toothpaste and a toothbrush. I also wear contacts, so I have my contact solution and contact case with me. I also have an extra set of glasses just in case something happens with my contacts. Another good thing to bring is lip balm because lips get chapped. I also bring a small packable backpacking towel that's about this big. If you want to bring, you should bring a towel to use when you use our shower house here after you get off trail. But you really want something that is small, packable, dries quickly. Your normal bath towel that you have at home is just going to get gross on trail. When everything's said and done, when I pack up all my gear besides my tent and my med kit, will all fit into a bag about this size. Now keep in mind, I do this for a living and I have invested money into my gear. I like to buy things that pack down pretty small. You do not need to blow your budget on gear and buy everything super, super small, but you should be able to fit everything that you need to bring on trail with your pack buddy in one of these 100-liter packs. It should be, with only your stuff in it, it should be a little bit less than half full.
So hopefully this kind of wraps everything up. It gives you a better idea of what you're expected to bring and what you'll need to bring with you on trail here. If there was something in the video that wasn't answered for you or you have questions, please feel free to visit our frequently asked questions board on our Maine High Adventure website. If there's a question there that you can't find an answer to, please don't hesitate to use one of the many other resources of contacting us.
I hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to see you on trail.